The McDonnell Douglas F-18 Hornet is one of the great success stories of the American aerospace industry. This twin-engine supersonic fighter and attack aircraft can operate from both aircraft carriers and land bases. Developed primarily for use by the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps, it also serves in the air forces of 7 other countries, from Canada to Australia and from Finland to Malaysia. Canada was the first foreign country to order F-18s with a contract for 138 CF-18s signed in April 1980. They were to replace 3 older aircraft of the Canadian forces, the McDonnell CF-101 Voodoo all-weather fighter used to protect Canada's airspace, as well as the Canada-built CF-104 Starfighter and CF-116 attack fighters dedicated to help NATO in Europe. The supersonic CF-188 Hornet, popularly known as the CF-18, was procured from 1982 to 1988 at a total capital cost of $4 billion in 1982. McDonnell Douglas, which later merged with Boeing, won the contract. Its design of the CF-18 Hornet was based on the variant of the U.S. military's F-18 Hornet fighter jet. Many features that made the F-18 suitable for naval carrier operations were retained by the Canadian forces, such as the robust landing gear, the arrestor hook, and wing folding mechanisms. The most visible difference between the CF-18 and the US F-18 is the 0.6 MCD9 identification light. This spotlight is mounted in the gun loading door on the broad side of the aircraft. Some CF-18s had the light temporarily removed, but the window is always in place. Also, the underside of the CF-18 features a painted front canopy. This is intended to momentarily disorient and confuse an enemy in air-to-air combat. Subsequently, the U.S. Marine Corps Aviation and the Spanish Air Force F-18s also adopted this front canopy. Boeing CF-18 Hornet is available in 2 variants, namely CF-18A and CF-18B. The CF-18A is a single-seat combat and ground attack aircraft. CF-18B is fitted with 2 seats in the cockpit for pilot and co-pilot. This supersonic fighter can engage both ground and aerial targets. Its twin engines generate enough thrust to lift 24 full-size pickup trucks off the ground. This is thanks to 2 General Electric F404 GE 400 turbofan engines. Each engine can produce 16,000 pounds of thrust. The Canadian fighter can climb at a rate of 254 meters per second. The maximum speed of the aircraft is 1,814 kilometers per hour. The combat radius and fairings are 537 kilometers and 3,330 kilometers respectively, and the service ceiling is 15,000 meters. The aircraft weighs 10.45 tons, and its maximum takeoff weight is 23.4 tons. The aircraft is equipped with an infrared sensor pod, color LCD displays, a night vision imaging system, a combat training system, an air combat guiding instrumentation system, and rough landing gear. The CF-18 features 9 hardpoints, of which 1 is located under fuselage, 4 on wing stations, 2 on the sides of the fuselage, and 2 on the wingtips. The fighter can carry 6.2 tons of payload, including rockets, bombs, fuel tanks, and gun pods. The aircraft is fitted with a 20mm M61A1 Vulcan internal Gatling gun, which can fire 4,000 to 6,000 munitions per minute. It is capable of being equipped with a wide variety of bombs, such as unguided bombs, paveway laser-guided bombs, GDAM GPS bomb guidance kits, and AGM-154 J-Shore glide bombs. The aircraft is also furnished with AIM-120 AMRAAM and AIM-7 Sparrow air-to-air missiles. The air-to-ground missile installed in the Hornet encompasses AGM-65 Merrick, CRV-7 rockets, and AGM-88 anti-radiation missile. The CF-18 went through a phase modernization program to ensure that the Canadian Armed Forces have a modern and interoperable fighter fleet. During deployment in the 1991 Gulf War and the 1998 Kosovo conflict, it became apparent that some of the avionics on the CF-18 had become obsolete and incompatible with other NATO planes. The weaponry aboard the CF-18 was also out of date. A 9-year, two-phase modernization was undertaken by Boeing in 2001. Phase 1, completed in 2006, included an upgrade of the plane's avionics, radio and radar, and the addition of improved weaponry. Phase 2, completed in 2010, featured the installation of the Link 16 tactical data exchange system, allowing for better communication with NATO allies, as well as the installation of a new weapons targeting system and a flight data recorder. Canadian Forces' fleet of CF-18 Hornets has been improved such that the jet's capabilities closely resembles those of the US Navy's F-18EF Super Hornets. The CF-18s can carry the same payloads as the Super Hornets and are equipped with the identical weapons. The Super Hornets, however, are bigger and lighter than the CF-18s and have a larger combat radius. The combat history of the CF-18 was marked in 1991. The Canadian Forces deployed 24 CF-18s to aid the US in Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield during the First Gulf War. This deployment represented Canada's first engagement in combat since the Korean War. CF-18s were also deployed to Italy to aid in operations in the former Yugoslavia. The aircraft first held with air patrols in 1997, supporting NATO peacekeepers in Bosnia and Herzegovina. In June 1999, 18 CF-18s began participating in NATO air strikes against Serbian forces, conducting 10% of all strikes, including 558 bombing missions. Since then, CF-18s have played a major part in Operation Noble Eagle, the NORAD mission to protect the skies over the US and Canada. They have been deployed to protect the airspace over Alaska and have more recently seen action as part of Operation Podium, the security mission to protect the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver. The Canadian Forces CF-18 aircraft were also used during a 2011 United Nations APRO-NATO mission in Libya. The aircraft were used to conduct a total of 946 sorties during the uprising against Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. The fighter jets were also used in the US-led mission against ISIS in Iraq and Syria from October 2014 to February 2016. The CF-18s conducted 1,378 sorties, resulting in 251 airstrikes. Canada has lost at least 20 CF-18s in accidents, including at least 11 pilot deaths. The latest in a crash near CFB Lake in November 2016. No CF-18 have been lost in combat. My video of Canadian CF-18 Hornet ends here. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give me your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again.